of you who are just tuning into this broadcast for the first time and may not know who I am, my name is Tiffany Gillespie, and I'm a small business consultant based in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I specialize in helping Christian leaders to turn their ideas into reality and to turn their struggling businesses into thriving six-figure brands. I am honored to be here with you all this afternoon to talk to you about how it is that you can generate more leads within your business. So we're going to just go through some of the basics, and then I'm going to get into the tips that I have for you. Please get engaged and stay engaged. If you're on Instagram, you can go ahead and start hitting that heart, sending up the hearts on Instagram. If you are on Facebook, you can hit the like button and the love button. Please comment. Stay engaged throughout the broadcast. If you have questions, you can post them throughout the time that we are together, and I will answer them at the end of the broadcast. And then last but not least, this is not a spectator show or something for you to just hop on and watch, but this is an opportunity for you to learn. And this is our virtual classroom. Thank you to those of you who continue to join me in broadcast after broadcast. It doesn't matter if I'm talking about cooking potatoes or how to make millions. You guys are with me. So I appreciate those who consistently tune in, and a big thank you to everyone who shares these broadcasts with your audience, because it just helps us to spread this free information that we are sharing on a daily, on a weekly basis, but sometimes on a daily basis. So again, our topic for today is how to generate more leads within your business. In order to understand, or before rather, we talk about generating more leads within your business, I think we have to define what a lead is. And a lead is just a really like fancy way of saying potential client. And one of the things that I remember when I first started out in business, and when I was kind of on the newer side of it, and not to say that I have arrived, there is so much more that I need to learn, so much more that I want to learn, so much more ahead of me. Innovation is happening on a daily basis. So I am a lifelong learner. I hope that all of you are as well. But one of the things that I've realized kind of in my earlier years is that there are a lot of terms that are used in the business world that can really be simplified. And that's one of the things that I desire to do with these free lessons and the free content that is shared with you, is that we are breaking things down in a way that is easy for you to understand, that I am helping you to learn the business world, but in a comprehensive way. So leads is one of those terms that is, again, when you hear it, you're kind of like, what is that? All they're saying is potential clients. So I get this question a lot. Like, I can't tell you how many emails, direct messages, comments. Everybody wants to know how to make more money in their business. How can I get more clients? How can I get more people interested in what I'm doing? And what they want to know is, how can I generate more leads? How do I get myself before those potential clients in order to market my business to them, and then hopefully to take them on as a customer, so that they move from being potential to being active. So again, that's what we're going to talk about today. I have 3 really quick tips on how you can generate more leads within your business. So once again, before I get into these tips, please take this opportunity to invite someone to join us. If the information is good for you, then it's going to be good for someone else as well. So the first thing about generating consistent leads is, about generating more leads within your business is consistent promotion. So this is one that, if I can be honest, and I know I've shared this before, that consistency was something that I used to struggle with. Being consistent in my business was something that was very hard for me. One of the reasons that it was hard for me to be consistent is because I was doing way too much. I mean, 2 or 3 years ago to ask me, what is it that you do for a living, or like, what is it that you do in your life, I would literally have, 5 or 6 different roles. I was, running this person's business. I was, doing events for that company. I was serving over here. I was mentoring over there. I'm, teaching over here and trying to run my own. It was way too much. And what I began to realize is that the work that I was doing was helping to build other people's brands more than it was helping to build my own brand. And I literally have a reminder. My phone is upstairs, but I literally have a reminder. The background on my phone says build your own brand. And the reason why I have to have that reminder for me is because, one, I know that I have consistently given away so much of my knowledge to build the brands of others that at times it was hard for me to maintain consistency in building my own brand. It was hard for me to maintain consistency with doing live broadcasts. And now I hate it. Like, the fact that we haven't had one of our free business classes in like 2 or 3 weeks, it's like the worst thing ever to me, right? Because I had to fall in love with consistency. And that's what I want to encourage you all to do for this first tip, is that you first have to fall in love with consistency and change the relationship that you have with your business. If you, the relationship, the connection between you and your business, it is a relationship. And you have to ask yourself, a lot of times people are like, I want to get more leads. I want to have more clients. And it's not an issue of availability of potential clients. The biggest issue is whether or not you as an individual are consistent. You have to look at your business and the relationship with it the same way that you would look at any other relationship. If you only give half of yourself to a relationship, you're not going to get the best out of it. If you only give the least of yourself, or the smallest part of you, or whatever is left over to any other type of relationship, you're not going to see the fruits of your labor in the way that you want to see them. So consistent promotion is the number one way. It has to be number one. And consistent promotion first starts with the first half of that, which is consistency in the relationship that you have with your business. The fact that you think that it's okay to not be consistent has nothing to do with your business. It has nothing to do with your potential clients, but rather it has everything to do with your mindset and the way that you view your business, that you view it as something that is an option. You view doing live broadcasts as an option. You view creating content as an option. You view going to networking events as an option. You view promoting your business as an option, that for you, it's optional whether or not you show up. And you can't say that you want more leads in your business, or that you want, to get to the next level in business, but your business is optional for you. So it has to be consistent promotion. I'll never forget, probably about 3 years ago, and I don't know what the woman's name is. This was 3 years ago. Somebody that I either used to follow or probably still follow, but just don't see her stuff anymore. But this woman had posted about how she promoted herself, that she challenged herself to promote herself and her business for 365 days, right? And I was like, oh my goodness. Like, I remember, 3 years ago, that was a lot to me. 3 years ago, I couldn't even fathom, promoting myself consistently for 365 days. But her doing that, it literally changed the entire landscape of her business. It changed the way that people viewed her and the way that people viewed her business, to the point that she was able to take her business from making like little to no money to making generating revenue that was well into the 6 figures. So again, that consistent promotion, you also can't be afraid of promoting yourself. You can't be afraid of saying, this is something that I am good at, and I am going to let the world know that I am good at this every single day. I'll be honest with you guys. So I was making the live broadcast schedule for this week or for the next week or whatever, for the next couple of days. I was making the schedule, and one of the things is that I don't work on Mondays, right? I haven't worked on Mondays in years because that's my day. It's my day to, clean my house. It's the day to take care of any personal errands that I need to do, and to really be present in making sure that my personal life is still intact. But I love this, right? I love teaching. I love being engaged and interacting with my online audience so much that I literally went back and forth with myself for about 5 minutes, just about an hour ago, about whether or not I was going to do a live broadcast on this coming Monday. And I had to tell myself, no, Tiffany, because as soon as you make an exception on the live broadcast, you're then going to begin to make exceptions for everything else. And the day that you're supposed to have off to work on your personal business will all of a sudden become a day for you to work in your business instead of focusing on the personal things that you need to focus on. So I share that story to say that consistent promotion is something that is now so ingrained in me that when I'm not doing it, I almost feel guilty for not doing it. So I would encourage you to change the relationship. If you're a singer, you should be promoting your shows all the time. You should be posting content that is relative, or rather that is related to the work that you do. If you are a real estate agent, you should be telling the world every time you take on a new client, every time you have a new house available, every time you're doing an open house, every time you're doing a showing. This is something, consistent promotion, and that's why I'm spending so much time on this first point, because consistent promotion is something that I have truly struggled with. And it's not the issue of the promoting part, but it's all of the underlying things behind it. Again, it's the viewing your business as optional. It's the fear that comes with it. It's the, wanting to remain humble, or feeling like if I constantly promote myself or consistently promote myself, that I'm not humble, or, it's all of these little underlying things. The lack of consistent promotion, again, has nothing to do with your business, but everything to do with your mindset about your business. If you are fearful about promoting yourself, or if you're worried about what people are going to say or what they're going to think, or, if you're worried about other people and their opinions concerning your success in your career, you're not going to promote yourself consistently. And then you will be like many of the individuals who come to me. When people come to me with this question, 9 times out of 10, they want to know how they can make more money doing the same amount of work that they are doing now. Thank you, God. That just dropped in my spirit. Most people, when they come to me asking me about how they can generate more leads in their business, what they're really asking is, how can I get more clients doing the same level of mediocre work that I am doing right now? The answer is that there is no way for that to happen. There is no way for you to get more doing the same level of work that you are doing now. If you want to get more, you have to do more. If you want to get more, you have to do things differently. You have to work smarter and not harder. So tip number 1 for generating more leads, and I could go on and on about this consistency piece and about consistently promoting yourself, again, because this is something that definitely resonates with me, and it hits home with me. And I know that this is something that a lot of purpose-driven individuals battle with, a lot of business owners and leaders battle with, because again, people want to know how to get more without doing more, but the two just don't equate. They don't add up, right? So that's not going to happen, and you have to get out of that mindset. If you're just now joining us, we are talking about how to generate more leads in your business. The first tip for generating more leads is consistent promotion. The second tip is creating solutions. All right? The second tip is creating solutions. So, what do I mean when I say creating solutions? When you create a solution to a problem, that is where the money is. Now, I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. There isn't much under the sun that is new. Unless you are like in the tech field, or if you are, involved with like artificial intelligence or something of that nature, there's not much that is new under the sun. That doesn't mean that there aren't new things and that there aren't new concepts that are available or new things for you to explore and to develop and create, but there aren't very many just general ideas that are brand new under the sun. Again, unless you are in an industry that thrives on progression like technology or something of that nature. So the thing is that when you create a solution, it's more about creating the solution in a way that is unique to you. And that's what a lot of people struggle with. And this is what keeps a lot of people from starting, because they start to look at what's going on around them, and they begin to say to themselves, oh, I can't do that, or I don't need to do that because so and so is already doing it. Okay, again, there's not very many new ideas under the sun, so you can't get caught up in that. If I got caught up in how many business coaches exist, I would never do any work. I'm not worried about no other business coach. I don't care nothing about what they doing. Like, I mean, the thing is that this field is oversaturated by a lot of people who aren't even qualified to do the work. It is still beyond me and still blows my mind how people are business consultants and never owned a business. You never started a business. I was just sharing with someone yesterday that I remember when I first started my business, literally probably about a month after starting my business, people would come to me and ask me how to start a business. And I'm like, I'm not helping you start your business. I'm 1 month in. And the thing is that I can't consult you on your business, and I've never had a successful business of my own. What if this business that I am building completely crashes and burns? And then I'm giving you the horrible advice and the things that actually don't work. Before I ever really consulted someone else on how to grow their business, I was 4.5 years into, actually almost 5 years into business ownership. I'm not consulting you or telling you nothing about how to start a business. Nothing. At 1 month in, or if I've never had one. But the thing is that in my field, it's oversaturated. If I got caught up in all of the people who were in this industry or in this field, who are qualified or not qualified, it doesn't matter. If I got caught up in all of the people who existed in the same space that I do, I would never do anything. I would never get anything done. But it is my goal, my goal, right, to focus on creating solutions in a creative way, creating creatively. That's all you need to worry about doing. When I sat down today, and again, I'm going through the schedule, and these names are popping up. I got my little sticky notes over here because the names for different ideas, they're coming to my head, and I know I got to write them down when they come to me. Because these are creative solutions that I am making and developing for people's problems. Again, I get the question about how to generate more leads in your business all the time. The biggest issue, okay, is that people, again, they want to know how to get more without actually doing more. The second biggest issue is that you are not creating solutions. Listen. Y'all may know the person that I'm talking about, and it's cool because I'm not going to say who it is, but if you know who it is, that's totally fine. So there is a very well-known online business consultant who recently ran a special for like a bundle, like a 25 for 25 bundle. You could get like 25 of her classes for like $1 each or whatever, something like that. It was a really great promotion. Somebody literally took her promotion, brought the package, and was trying to resell it at double the price. How are you? Create your own solutions. You cannot take someone else's content and then try to repurpose it and repackage it as your own, and then got the nerve to charge more money. You weren't saying like, oh, if you didn't get access to her special, I'm reselling it for the same amount. No, you're trying to make more money off of this woman's content and off of her information. That is horrible. You have to create your own solutions. If you want to know how to generate more leads, it's like you had the honey, and the clients are the flies that are attracted to the honey, or the bees that are attracted to the honey, not flies, because flies are attracted to something else. So you are the honey. honey. You are the sweet thing. You are the solution. You are what people want. Your mind, your skills, your product, your services. You are what people want. And the people are the bumblebees. They are going to be attracted to what it is that you have. You are the sweet nectar in the flower. Look, I'm going back to my science days. I'm trying to get this analogy together to make sure that it's accurate. So you are the flower that has the sweet nectar that the bees want to pull on and then take it and run with it and do what they do with it. So when you wake up in the morning, when you look at yourself in the mirror, remind yourself that you are the good thing, that you are the sweet thing, that you are the prize when it comes to these individuals' businesses and their success in their own life, when it comes to helping people in their own lives, okay? So create solutions that actually solve a problem and do it in a way that you do it. One of the things that people always tell me that they wish that they had, and I remind them not to wish this, when people hear me speak or when they hear me teach, they always say, oh, I wish I taught like you, or I wish I had that kind of passion. Have your passion. The way that you deliver the message is going to resonate with someone the way that I deliver the message will be. And to be completely honest, this is something that I've never shared with anyone. It's only one other person in the world who knows this, is that my passion sometimes gets misconstrued as aggression. So before you say that you want something like someone else, be careful of what it is that you're asking for. Focus on creating your own unique solutions and delivering it in a way that is that resonates with your audience. There are some people who listen to what I say and hear my delivery, and they think that this type of delivery with the hand movements and all of that and all this body language that goes into it, they think that it's too aggressive. And then there are some people who thrive on this. There are some of my clients who need the toughest love that I could possibly offer them, because otherwise they're not going to do what I tell them to do. Okay? But then there are some people who may be somewhere in the middle ground and they just believe in the information. They believe in the knowledge that is being shared. And I see other people agreeing with this, on Facebook and Instagram. So I know I'm not the only person, right? So before you desire to do something in a way that somebody else does it, focus on delivering the things that you have been called to deliver in the way that you are supposed to. If you're a singer, there are going to be some people who watch you on stage and think that you're boring. And then there are going to be other people who watch you on stage and think that you're phenomenal. There are going to be some people who think that you do too much and some people who think you don't do enough. And then there's going to be that sweet spot of individuals who look at you and say, dag, she's good. He can really sing. I love the way that he delivers. That's why you got to focus on delivering your own solutions in a manner that is creative. You are not going to be everyone's cup of tea. You only need to be the right cup of tea for the right group of people. Okay, so create solutions to problems, and these should be solutions that you've actually used. So there's this thing that I love to do, and it's called research, right? I love reading. I watch TV. I watch documentaries. I look at other people's stories. I love watching things on television about how people built their businesses. There's this show on Netflix that's called, I think it's called like Insta Famous or something like that. Now, my goal is not to be Insta Famous. My goal is to be real life impactful, but it's not to be Insta Famous. But I watched this show and I made it through about half the season. It's literally like short 15 to 20 minute clips about individuals who did simple things and blew up on social media because of it. And now they're making a living. Like one guy, he didn't even want, like he said, he was like, I didn't even want to be famous. He's like, I still don't want to be famous. But what he built from that fame was a marketing agency. He also posts to social media like 50 times a day. I don't want to do 50 posts a month. I couldn't imagine having to provide the solution to individuals who need to know how, no, and I got to post 50 times a day. I can barely maintain my little 1 to 2 or 3 times a day, let alone 50. And he has a whole team of people where literally all they are doing is finding content, reviewing it, preparing it and sharing it on behalf of their clients. It's a whole marketing agency with like 10 to 12 people that work for him, all from what he did on social media. So I say that to say that his solution and the way that he went about finding it was creative. And I love watching those stories, not so that I can mimic them. I have no desire to do what this man does for a living. But if he has a little bit of marketing knowledge that I can use for my business, and then once it's effective for my business, I can then share it with other people. That's what you want to do. I love doing research, but when you share solutions, make sure that they are your own solutions. Make sure that once again, you are presenting them in a way that makes sense for you and your audience. Communicate them in your own voice, okay? So if you're just now tuning in, thank you for joining. My name is Tiffany Gillespie, and we are talking about how to generate more leads for your business. The first tip for generating more leads for your business is consistent promotion. Do not be afraid to promote yourself 365 days of the year. The second tip is to create solutions. Create solutions creatively. The idea that you have for your audience is probably not going to be something that is completely new. All that matters is that you deliver it in a way that is new to you and new for them, and that you did not steal somebody else's idea in order to do so. And then the last and final tip, if you haven't invited anyone to join us, please do that right now, so that they can get this information. If it's good for you, it's going to be good for them. So the third biggest thing that I would say about generating more leads in your business is to be deeply engaged and invested with your audience. Be deeply engaged and invested in your audience. Be deeply engaged and invested with your audience. Okay? So what does this mean? I care about everyone that's watching this broadcast. And that's not something that I'm saying just to say it or just because it sounds good. It's real, right? If I did not care about the people who are watching this broadcast, the people who are going to watch the replay, the people who are going to take this information and run with it and use it in their own lives and in their businesses, if I did not care, I wouldn't be doing this. I promise you, I have something else that I could be doing right now. Promise you, okay? My to-do list is husky. Okay, literally, my to-do list was so long, I just threw the whole thing away and started over because it was overwhelming me and it was giving me anxiety. I was like, you know what? I can't be focused on trying to, catch up on the things that I already missed. Let me just start from where I am and move forward, right? So I literally have other things that I could be doing, but I am so deeply invested in this community, the people who are in this virtual classroom, that I continue to show up every single day. When you realize that your community that you've been called to serve literally depends on you to show up, you cannot do things the same way. You cannot do things the same way. You can't do it, do half behind work. You can't be mediocre in what you do and in how you deliver it. So you have to be deeply engaged and invested in your community. When you are deeply engaged and truly invested in the well-being of the individuals who support you and who show up for you, they are going to know the difference. People know. The same way that you know whether or not somebody cares for you by the way that they treat you, how often they show up, what they share with you, what they give to you, is the same way that the people in your business community are going to feel as well. That you have to be so deeply engaged and invested that you are in tune with what your audience wants. People really, again, they want to know, but the real question that they want to know is, how can I get more by doing the same amount that I'm doing or less, right? That's what they really want to know. But the thing is that with that mindset, that is not a mindset that's really going to generate success at the level that you desire, because it is superficial. You have to have deep engagement and investment in your community to the point that when people see that you went live, or when you say that you're doing a coaching program, or you offer, your hairstyling services or your photography services, whatever it is that you provide, or you release a new book, that people already know that you are so deeply invested in their well-being that they want to then invest in your company, that they want to buy the product, they want to use the service, that they want to be successful through what it is that you offer, no matter what area of life it is. Okay? So you have to be deeply engaged and invested. That means that you can't go ghost on your following. That does not mean that you are present all day, every day, like you don't have anything else better to do. I mean, at some point, you have to do the work that you claim that you're able to do. You have to ship out the product that you say that you can offer to them, right? So the thing is that you want to be deeply engaged in an impactful way. Think about it this way. If you have an event, let's say you have a birthday celebration, and somebody shows up, but they sit at the end of the table, don't do anything. They don't talk to anybody. They're sitting down there looking like they got an attitude. They don't really have much to say. Does it really matter that they showed up? I mean, for all of that, you might as well have stayed at home, right? It's the same thing when you are thinking about generating leads with this mass pool of people. The pool from which you can pull for new clients is huge. It's a big group of people that you can pull from in order to get those new clients. But you have to ask yourself, how ready am I to be deeply engaged and invested? That one-on-one engagement changes things. You want to know how my biggest conversion comes through doing the purpose planning session. So that's a free session that I do with anybody who's considering being a client of mine. You can literally go to my website and sign up for one. It doesn't cost you anything. It's a free 15 to 20 minute session. We're just going to talk about your business, talk about what you want to do, kind of thing, right? Completely free. So that's my biggest conversion rate. Why? Because I'm giving up my time, and they know that in those 15 or 20 minutes, people are able to discern and feel whether or not I am for them. Right? The other biggest method of conversion for me is personal messages. Whether that's a direct message on social media, a personal text message, whatever. Whenever I send personal messages, people show up. And the reason why is because they know that if they send me a personal message, as long as I am available, I'm going to show up. And if it's something that I can move my schedule around for, guess what? I'm going to move my schedule around too. I do that with no problem. Okay? Because let me tell you, the work ain't going nowhere. And if it's a difference between me showing up for somebody who really needs me and sitting behind my computer, I'm going to show up. Right? So when I send personal messages, people respond in the same way, because when they send me personal messages, I respond. This is a really good point. This is a sub point. You have to be engaged in those one-on-one conversations. That is where the real meat of your finances are going to come from, is in one-on-one connections. We live in a world. This is free advice, y'all, that I'm giving y'all because my clients have to pay for this. We live in a world that is so grossly disconnected that something as simple as a true one-on-one connection will totally change your business. It will totally change how many products you sell. It will totally change everything about the way that you make money and how you truly generate more leads in your business. It's going to totally change it. And the reason why is because it's something that is different in a world that is so disconnected. I can't tell you how many brands I look at that don't have a face behind them. You are not just a compilation of memes and advice. Who is the person behind the brand? Who are you? What do you look like? There are brands that I literally have followed before where it's literally just a bunch of promotion and memes and all of these. It's just like stock images. And I'm literally like, who owns this company? If somebody has to ask who owns your company, that's why they're not, clicking the button to have a conversation with you. That's why they're not going to your website. They don't know you. You don't know you. If you can't communicate your story to other people, how well do you know yourself? Okay, so be deeply engaged and invested in your potential clients. You can not only be invested when somebody becomes a client or when they become a customer, that you don't care about them until they're spending money with you. And I know people like that, and they are either struggling in business or always hopping from idea to idea because there is nothing real. There is no substance. There is nothing that is true, nothing that sets them apart from the rest of the world. So the people who are literally grabbing that lead and that lead and that one over there, and I'll take the one back there too, are the people who are deeply engaged and invested with their community. Okay? So that's all I have for you guys. If you're just now joining, you're late, but it's okay. If you have any questions, comments, thoughts, concerns that you have about how to generate more leads in your business, how to get more clients so that you can make more money, put them in the comment box now. If you have any questions about business, your professional life, any questions at all, I have about 15 minutes of time left. So I'm more than willing to answer any questions that you all have about anything that's pertaining to your professional life, to your spiritual life, your business, your career. I'll answer those questions. While I wait for you all to put your questions and your comments into the comment box, I'm going to recap really quickly. My top 3 keys for generating more leads in your business. The first one is consistent promotion. The second one is creating solutions. The third tip is being deeply engaged and invested in your community of people. Okay? While we continue to wait for those questions or comments, I also want to tell you all about a really exciting program that I launched as a pilot program at the beginning of this year. It's called The Council. The Council is a group it's a membership-based, scratch what I just said. It is a membership-based business coaching program. So what that means is that you pay a monthly membership fee, like if you were to go to the gym or something, you pay a monthly membership fee, and you get access to tons of master classes. You will have a personal one-on-one strategy session with me every month. You will have one group strategy session with your other members of the council every month. We do a monthly prayer call. You get the templates. You get all of the things that you get in a one-on-one program. You get that in the monthly program, in this program called The Council. One of the things that I really love about this, or some of the things that I really love, first of all, is the price. For a very low investment of $99 per month, okay? $99 per month. When you pay your program in full, it breaks down to $99 a month. We also have options for paying quarterly, monthly, and bi-weekly. So however you need to pay, we're going to make sure that you can pay. So money is not an issue for this program. It's a very small investment, okay, for you to participate in this. The other thing that I love is the accountability. You have built-in accountability partners. So you don't just have me, but you're going to have at least 5 other people who will hold you accountable, and you can bounce ideas off of them, and who will help you from all different industries. We're all sharing ideas to help you grow your business. And then the third thing that I really love about this is the value. You get so much. You literally get what I offer in a private program in this program for $99 a month, okay? You can find out more information about that program and register for that program at bit.ly/thecouncil19, okay? The link for that is connected to this video. It is also in the in my bio on Instagram, and then it's in my cover photo on Facebook. So there's more than one way for you to just get access to the information and register for that. The first cohort of the council is already complete. It's full. They are rocking and rolling, okay? The next cohort of the council starts 1 week from today. So if you want to register, you need to sign up soon. There are only 5 spots available, okay? It's not a huge thing. It's just you and 5 other people along with me. So I'm sorry, you and 4 other people along with me. So it'll be a total of 6 individuals. The 5 of you plus me getting it done in 2019 and beyond. So if you're interested in that, you can definitely shoot me a DM. You can email me. You can call me. Any way that you need to get in contact with me, or just simply click the link to get more information and register for your spot. It's $99 a month for business coaching. It's like a no-brainer. Like, seriously. And whatever payment plan we need to work out to make it happen for you, that's what we're going to do. And just like I told y'all, I tell y'all this about every group coaching program. I'm not arguing with y'all. I'm not going back and forth. I'm not waiting. I'm not dragging my feet. I'm not doing any of that. If you want it, hop on it. If you don't, that's fine as well. Okay. So let's look at some of these questions. Let's start with, oh, hold on. I need to turn up. Guys, give me 1 second. I'm sorry. Okay. So I turned down the light on my devices. I turned down the light so it doesn't reflect in my glasses so badly, but I can't see. All right, so let's start with Instagram, because Instagram has a cutoff time. So, hey, Charles, Jesse. Hey, Pam. Thank you for joining. Black Goddess Hair. Thank you to everyone who shared. Renona, Ruffing, Keita, Simpsons Crowns, Graced. Hey, Monet, Iman, Krishina, Janae, Jassy. Thank you, everybody who joined. Okay, so someone, so on Instagram, Monet, said, people think I'm angry when I speak from my heart, but contrary to popular belief, I'm just passionate when I speak. Y'all, I remember, and I'm going to be honest, this is something, again, I've only shared this with one other person, and it's because this person can relate to me. I remember there was a particular woman who I follow, and I remember listening to her speak one time, and she was she is so impactful, right? So she's very impactful. You know, she is, you know, very well known, very successful, all of that. And I remember listening to her speak one day and thinking to myself, like, how is it that she is able to still be so impactful, but not be like as boisterous as I am, right? Literally at this time, and this was probably only about a year or two ago, I felt like I sounded and acted like masculine, right? That when I delivered a message, that I wasn't feminine enough when I did it, right? And this was something that caused me to shrink to the point that I wouldn't do, you know, like live broadcasts. I didn't want to teach. I didn't want to do any of those things because I was secretly self-conscious of the passion and the power with which I deliver, to the point that I didn't want to deliver anything. But literally, that's just a trick of the enemy, right? That's comparison. And comparison is the thief of joy. That's why you have to be careful about this comparison and the sneaky little ways that it tries to get in, because comparison will steal the joy that you have about the way that God has called you to deliver and live out your purpose and your calling in this world. Okay. So literally after, and I remember, like, I had to pray. This was something that deeply affected me. Like, I had to pray about it for a while, like, you know, ask God to like reboost my confidence and remind me of who I am in him and all of that. And now I'm like back to myself, and I love this passion. But it is important for you to deliver the same way that this particular woman is impactful. I am impactful. Her voice may not be as loud as mine, but the other thing that I had to accept, my entire family is loud. Like, I legit come from a family of people who just talk loud. It's sometimes very annoying, but I can't help it. I talk loud. I talk with passion. We are a passion family. We laugh loud, we cry loud, we talk loud, we party loud, we pray loud. Everything that we do is loud, right? So you have to embrace who you are and how it is that God has called you to live out your purpose on this earth, because there are people who need to be impacted by you. Oh, I care for you guys too. Let's see who else joined. Dropping Crystals, Serafina, thank you for joining. Gilly, thank you for joining. All Day 7, Mickey, thank you for joining. Lindsay, thank you for joining. Okay, so Gilly Amore on Instagram asked the question, how do you get customers after you have targeted your core group from Facebook and Instagram? how do you get new customers? Okay, so I'm gonna say the question again. Gillian Moore wants to know, how do you get new customers after you have targeted your core group from Facebook and Instagram? So this is the thing, right? Gillian, I think you joined maybe after I said this. So the tips that I gave in this broadcast really are the things that you need to do. So you have to be constantly creating. You are not going to pull new people with old content. And that's just the reality. That's like trying to, if you're in a relationship, and again, I need you all to think about your business as a relationship, because that's what it is. If you are in a relationship, you are not going to be able to keep them doing the same old things that you did when you got them. At some point, there's going to have to be an evolution. Now, it should be a positive evolution, right? That in a relationship, whatever you did to keep them, you want to maintain that. But in order to keep them engaged and interested, you have to be offering them something new and something different. It can't be the same old all the time, okay? So offer something new. So you need to figure out, and if you tell me the nature of your business, I can probably provide you with some more specific ideas, but you need to figure out what's new services or new products you can create in your business, and then create them and then market them. The other thing, and this is something that people make so much harder than what it is. If you want to know what your audience wants or needs, ask them. I swear people make this like it's rocket science. If you want to know what to do to get new customers, first poll the people that you currently have to ask them, what is it that I can do? Like, what new thing do you need? What's the next level of what you need? And then after that, you want to continue to do things that are new and exciting. The same way that you like things that are new and exciting, so does your audience. So create those solutions and make new solutions. Have new things to offer your community versus the same old stale thing over and over again. Be consistent in your promoting, and then you will show people that you are deeply invested in them when you ask them what they need and what they want. Okay, so I hope that answered your question. All right, so that's all for Instagram. If there's any more questions or comments on Instagram, you can put it in the comment box now. For our Facebook community, hey Latrice, thank you for joining. Lego back. Judy and Irene, thank you for joining us. Let's see who else we got. Jamila, thank you. Nina, I think I already shouted you all out. Chasen Mills, thank you for joining on Instagram. Chiquita, thank you for joining. Rachel, thank you for joining. Xavier and Janae, thank you. I'm so glad that this is something that helped you all. Okay, I had to come to terms with this toward the end of last year. This is so true. Janae, if you can expand upon the thing, I got to start waking up to your life. Amen. So listen, no problem, Gilly. I'm happy I was able to help. So the thing is that we do these live broadcasts. My live broadcasts, if you ever miss them, because somebody made this comment that said that they have to start waking up to listen to the lives. So we're live every Tuesday morning at 8 a.m. But I do these business classes. All of these are saved on my Facebook page. If you ever miss one of the classes, like when I say it's free forever. Like I'm not like secretly like trying to just lure you in and then like make you like pay for something. The things that are paid, you gotta pay for. The things that are free during live broadcasts, like it's free. So you can go to my YouTube channel, and then you can also go to my personal Facebook page, and all of the videos about anything that I've ever taught on or ever done a live broadcast for, they're all there. So if you ever miss anything, you can always go back to it. Thank you, Aisha. Thank you to my Aunt Paula. Thank you, Keisha, Jacqueline, Garland, to my sister Jessica. Thank you for joining. Melvin. Okay, so Talia Walton wanted to know. Okay, so she wants to know, how do you build a brand? How do you build a brand when you're starting off that can branch off into other things? but have a brand name overall. Okay, so Talia, what I'm going to tell you, and I probably need a little bit more information to help you specifically, but Talia, what I'm going to say is, first of all, so what she wants to know is how do you build an umbrella brand that has many different arms? First of all, in 2019, you have to have more than one way to get it, right? I don't just offer one program. I offer one service, but I don't just offer one program, right? I offer coaching and consulting services. Coaching and consulting is the same thing, right? So I offer coaching or consulting services, whatever you want to call it, but I have many different programs because there are many different types of people that follow me. I have programs for the individuals who are just now starting out. I have a program for the person who's trying to make their first six figures or their next six figures. And then I also have a program for the individual who is well into their six figures, but they're trying to figure out how to make it to $1 million. They're trying to figure out maybe why they aren't seeing the type of income that they want to see, the type of profit that they want to see, right? But the service is still the same. I don't have many different services. I have one service, many different offerings. And that's the way that I would encourage anybody to build a brand, is to build something with one service, many different offerings and offerings and products, right? But let's say that you want to build an umbrella company that sells. Okay, this is a really good one, right? Let's say that you want to have a salon for women, right? That the name of the company is Freedom Beauty Services. Okay, so Freedom Beauty Services is the name of your umbrella brand, and under Freedom Beauty Services you have a hair salon, you have a nail salon, you have a spa, you have a natural skincare line, right? But everything is under Freedom Beauty Services. The thing that you have to realize is that while there may be some crossover and some cross-pollination, the person that comes to get their hair done may also want to get their nails done, but then there may be somebody who gets their nails done that doesn't want to come to you for hair services. They don't want to patronize any of your other businesses. So when you're building an umbrella brand, you have to build in a way that allows each area of the brand to stand on its own, but also have an area of connection for cross-pollination. You cannot have Freedom Beauty Services be the name of your umbrella brand, and then you have a cleaning company and a hair salon and a daycare. None of those things even relate. None of those things relate to each other, right? So when you're thinking about building an umbrella brand, like this is holding corporations, right? That's what they call them. Holding corporations have lots of different brands under them. Sometimes you'll see variation, but a lot of times, like a holding company is probably going to have a lot of finance companies. They're going to have a lot of big box stores under them. They're going to have a lot of media brands under them, right? So with umbrella or holding corporations, they have a lot under them, but it's something that makes sense. And a lot of times with holding corporations, you won't even know that the businesses are connected. Talia and anybody else who wants to know about building a business in the same way, I encourage you to Google, like literally go to Google and put in like the most profitable holding corporations. First of all, you're going to be surprised by how many brands are under the same umbrella. You would never know it. And that's what I mean. There may be some room for cross-pollination, but it should be organic. You don't want to force the person that comes to you for hair services to have to buy your skin products, right? You can have them available, you know, in the hair salon or in the nail salon, but you're not forcing them to like, oh, you can't come here if you don't want to use, you know, these products or whatever, right? Or if you don't buy these products, you can't come here. Huh? You can't force anybody to do it, but you can have them available and say, hey, you know, your hair looks great. These are some of the products that we have for, you know, maintaining your hair between visits. That makes sense. But you can't force somebody to use your products. If they say no, then that's just that. And they're going to come back, you know, in 2 weeks to get their hair styled again. Okay. So hopefully that answers your question. Thank you to Elise for watching. Thank you, Gigi, for watching.